Hi everyone, this is Recap. This is a porcelain doll fell in love and the anime starts from our main character, Isu. Saw beautiful dolls and at that moment immediately fell in love with them and wanted to start making them, and actually he began making them. And with girls, of course, he didn't really have conversations because all his life the guy was making dolls and he thought only basically about those very Ukla. His head was all filled with work, maybe because he lost his parents early. In the morning he had some soup, then went off to school under his old grandpa's muttering. But at school, he was fat, nothing pleases him. He even thinks over there about his beautiful do. How he made them so harshly. Girls didn't really interest him until some madam came flying at him out of nowhere, bumped her head, turned around and saw that the guy got dirty, needs to wipe it off, but he said he'll do it himself. Just like that. Well, then he stayed in class to turn the chairs over. She came in, told him to turn everything over by himself and left. Basically classic, but at home, he did the classics. He got a shot and he's at school. Adultery, or rather embroidered clothes for them, and this girl noticed that he was doing it. He accidentally dropped a doll and dove after it like crazy. She saw all this and amazed that he loves creativity too. I started undressing in front of him and showed him my cosplay of a succulent burden. But the guy totally slammed her poems and she was like, "If you're so cool and important, then go ahead and sew me a better suit." He immediately started to learn how to sew better. The next day, the madam comes to his house to check out his family. Here we see tricks for making dolls, and so he could measure her properly in all places. For the costume has to be made well, she dressed in cool stuff for it. So I stabbed myself in the face to calm down and get it together. And to measure is just the lady everywhere possible, but this mare just sprawled out on his bed. How does she even dare to do that? He sleeps there somewhere day and night. Well, his friend gave him this with that very anime game so he could familiarize himself, so to speak, with the content. Hampa was shocked when he saw what his grandson was watching, and after that night the boy started dreaming about a girl. He wakes up and looks around the room at the dolls. "In place, you need to live." Maybe. He began to avoid that mess, seeing now they'll think they're dating. So he sat in a corner by himself like in prison. And she just comes up and says like, "What a mess you've made, buddy, let's chill out." And this guy was totally freaked out with overpaying. They went shopping to put together their setup. A good, so to speak, multi-narrative costume for that you need. Well, could buy some, and they were all hiding mighty sneaky. Yokowa, you also need to buy underwear to complete the look. The girl trolled the boy, showed what she bought, and he remembered again his childhood about dolls. He says he just can't stand dolls or cosplay. He just can't. And so they found each other, and when the grandson comes home, tights just spill out of his bag and the grandfather catches on. In fact, indeed he remained unharmed. Well, she came to support the guy like, "Well, what's up? Grandpa didn't die, all is well." A schedule was posted at school and the boy realizes that he has to leave separately and necessary, or if it's with the work schedule, it's somehow inconvenient. It gets settled. Have to even deal with the doll. He was tailoring suits for her. Poor guy tore his hands up completely. A girl comes to his house. He was supposed to enjoy himself, but there he lied, poor thing, ended up legless, but he couldn't just mope around, so he pulled himself together and really went all out entertaining the guests that night. She was dumbfounded when she came to his house and saw the suit, and the guy's eyes nearly popped out of his head from what he'd done that night. Tossing the suit around, the girl even burst into tears. Well, then they began to spruce themselves up because cosplay is not to haul cause. You need to rub your eyes back and forth, make everything beautiful, juicy, and so a girl turned out to What's all the effort for to make something happen just regular photos on a regular phone. And to go to a cosplay meetup, everyone there is so pretty, dressed up, fashionable, trendy, and our girl got her share of fame. Some guy decided to take her picture, and for once not with the phone. All in all, a mouthful of joy, but then
she broke into a sweat, got burned.
70 degrees, and she never thought it would be this hot in that costume. In the end, they sat at school drinking ice. She was all melted, had to wipe her bangs. She just turned into a juicer. Well, got all dolled up. Now you can continue participating in the cosplay festival. When they were driving home, she said something to him. He did this. It softly murmured, but he just went ahead and fell asleep. The next day, when they were cleaning the suit, he was surprised by how nicely the suit smelled. Well, when he came home, Geta saw the suit again, and then the girl, and calmed down and told him he did a good job sewing that costume. Then after a shower on Thursday, some chick came into their workshop. The young man was told where it was. He opens the room, and there she is in the bath. Or afraid. In general, an awkward moment came out. The little girl looked at the dolls and said that he was a complete rascal. Hey, make me a suit too. I'm into cosplay. Turns out this girl is mega popular online and a master of all these cosplays.
Well,
our
the
girl
suggests
to do a cool cosplay of an anime series, but you need 3 people for that, as always, with a twist.
I
Get
didn't
familiar in advance.
know.
So